the ship favorite song? Oh no, here we go, y'all. We had to do a little psych on y'all right quick. Here we go. It goes out to the mother of the ship, y'all. She doing a whole lot better too, people. She doing a whole lot better.
That's real good.
The sheriff had to come on with me with this one, y'all. He wanted to ride with this one right here, y'all. Let's go, y'all.
We will be sure. Oh, glory, glory, oh, glory, glory. Hands to the heavens, no man, no weapon formed against, yes, glory is destined. Everyday women and men become legends. Sins that go against our skin become blessings. The movement is a rhythm to us. Freedom is like religion to us. Justice is juxtaposition in us. Justice for all just ain't specific enough. One son died, his spirit is revisiting us. True and living in us. Resistance is us. That's why Rosa sat on the bus. That's why we walk through Ferguson with our hands up. When it go down, we woman and man up. They say stay down, and we stand up. Shots, we on the ground. The camera panned up. King pointed to the mountaintop, and we ran up. One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours. It will be ours. Oh, glory, glory, oh, glory, glory. Now the war is not over. Victory isn't won, but we'll fight on to the finish. And then when it's all done, we'll cry glory, oh glory, oh. Selma is now for every man, woman, and child. Even Jesus got his crown in front of a crowd. They march with the torch, we gon' run with it now. Never look back, we done gone hundreds of miles. From dark roads, heroes, to become a hero. Facing the League of Justice, his power was the people. Enemy is lethal, a king became regal. Saw the face of Jim Crow under a bald ego. No one can win a war individually. It take the wisdom of the elders and young people's energy. Welcome to the story we call victory. The coming of the Lord, my eyes have seen the glory. One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours. It will be
Goes out to the mother of the ship. The whole entire crew rolled with that one right there, y'all. We had the whole crew had to ride with that one right there. That's for the mother of the ship.
That's right.
Yes. We praying for her. Okay, and anybody else, that going through crisis and difficulties and all that kind of good stuff like that. For anybody else, and also Sheriff Report.
Hey.
Sheriff Report
Hey,
is right now, y'all.
We here.
Let's go. Hear me. In the building, y'all.
Hey, Macon County.
Y'all stand up, y'all, and
There
give
you
a
go.
big warm welcome. Let me find those clappers real quick, because we got to have those. Oh, look at Gilgy.
Hey, we actually clapping, man.
Oh, we don't
Actually
need.
clapping.
Okay, we don't need the clappers today.
Don't need the clappers today. We actually clapping today. Hey, that's a good thing.
That's
though.
a good thing.
That's a good
There
thing.
you
First of all, 100.7 FM at WUBZ with DJ Booty Rush at Hear Me TV, Tuskegee Virtual TV, Channel 181 in town, Channel 19 on campus with Pat Wallace, director, Kimberly Wright, Butch Baxter, and Jordan. Yeah. Got to give it to Jordan. We give it to Jordan every day.
Yeah,
we really
yeah,
do.
yeah.
Jordan, a good person.
Yeah, she came out there today too.
Oh, yeah, she was out there
Yeah.
today. I mean, you know what I'm going to say that first.
Mm-hmm.
That was great today.
Oh yeah, that was
That was really good. Walk out on violence. Angie Hamilton, did something for the community today. We had Mr. Maxwell on the grill and had you on the turntable.
Oh yeah.
And it was just a great event. A lot of people stopped by. And it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Walk out on violence.
Walk out on violence.
And we need to do that. When we get in a crisis, we need to walk out on violence.
That's right.
Save a lot of lives.
Save a lot of them.
Save a lot of trouble.
That's right.
And she was trying to give back to the community with the crisis that she's had and many other people, and she did a great thing today.
Great thing.
And like I said, she fed a lot of people. A lot of people stopped by. And all we can do is pray for her and the other people that's lost loved ones. And, you know, and me as the sheriff, you know, got to keep pushing, trying to find, you know, the people that committed these crimes and put them in jail and keep them in jail, you know, and do what we can do.
Right.
You know, so it was sad, but it was a great event. And she's always pushing to do something in the community.
Right.
And I just want to thank everybody that helped and everybody that came out.
Right.
And like I say, a lot of people came out.
They did.
So, you know, thank you, Angie. And I was there to support you, and I'll always be there to support you. And, you know, we just going to keep pushing.
Big turnout, too,
Big
man.
turnout.
Big
man.
turnout.
Yes,
Really,
big turnout.
big turnout.
And the food was good, too.
Food was good, too.
Hey, and the music was good.
The music good, too.
You
Appreciate
know,
it.
and as we said,
Yeah.
music is something that everybody can relate to. Well, so
Everybody.
is food, though.
So food, too.
Everybody can relate to food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But music is something that everybody can relate to. I don't
Everybody.
care who you are, you can relate to those two things.
Those two things. You're
And
right.
she had both of them.
She had
out
both
there
of them.
today.
That's right.
Yeah, so that was great.
Right. Had a line, boy. Yeah, everybody. They coming out the office. You know, belling out the office, boy. They smell that barbecue, man. You know how it go.
That's funny.
We love barbecue and music.
Yes. Like I said, Mr. Maxwell did a great job on the grill. And you did a great job with the music.
I appreciate it, my brother.
Yes. But we're going to get on with the sheriff report. Between the dates of March 2nd and March 8th, the Macon County Sheriff Department in the last 7 days have received 107 volunteer fire transmission, 1,309 landline calls, 306 E911 calls, 1,397 radio transmissions for a total of 3,119 contacts. And we up about, I think, 100 from last week.
Okay.
And I know we're going to steadily keep climbing as it gets warm, but I got to correct one thing you said earlier.
What I said?
You said it was a little windy today. Man, it was cold out there.
It was cold and windy.
Oh, man, it was cold and windy. Boy,
Yeah.
that was kind of, it was cold out there today.
I had my windbreaker on, though. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I needed on a real bad today.
Right.
I needed a bad
But it
one
warmed
today.
up after about 12, though.
To who?
To me.
Oh, okay.
Not to me.
Not to me. Not to me.
Because I know early about 10 o'clock, it was really, really cold, though.
Oh, it was cold, man.
Because I got there around by 10, and then by 12, it's a little warm. I just say a little bit there.
Well, not to me. I stayed cold.
Stay
all
cold.
day. But on 3/2/2018, County Road 37, we had a burglary. On 3/3, Herbert Brown Road, harassment. 3/4, U.S. Highway 80 East, unlawful breaking in a vehicle. 3/5, arrest, failure to pay. 3/5, South School Street, theft of property third. 3/5, South School Street, disorderly conduct. 3/6, Tysonville Loop, criminal mischief. 3/6, Green Street, criminal mischief third. 3/7, arrest, breaking and entering a vehicle. 3/7, arrest, possession of a forged instrument. 3/7, County Road 37, burglary and theft. 3/7, County Road 45, burglary third and theft. 3/7, County Road 45, burglary third and theft first. 3/7, County Road 18, burglary. And let me see, I got to look my stats up for my guy, my special agent. Special agent.
Special agent.
United States Marshal had United States Marshal Service Gulf Coast Regional Fugitive Task Force. My investigator Dion had 3 arrests, one count of murder, assault first, distribution of controlled substance, and attempted murder. One federal arrest, 1 count felon possession of firearm, and 1 count possession with the intent to distribute. And he had 20 grams of marijuana taken and seized 1 AR-15 and 1 Glock 45 caliber handgun. So that's 2 more guns off the street, and that's a great job. Job well done.
Right.
As I always say, give applause to all the officers who are out here putting their life on the line to protect not only our community but everybody else.
Right. Exactly.
So that's a great job, and I always try to give tribute to all the officers, especially in our county,
Right.
from each department, not just my sheriff department.
Right.
And I always have to say, this starts, we can't do without anybody.
Right.
And that's even from my office all the way to the people that take the garbage out or help us with the trash.
Right.
The secretaries, everybody, the jailers, dispatchers, even my reserve deputies, everybody play a big part in what we do.
Right.
And we all try to stay together in doing so. because at any given time, we all might have to put our life on the line, and we all need to be together doing so.
That's right.
Don't have no room for error and no room for the haters.
That's right.
So, we do what we do.
That's right.
And we're proud to do it. We're proud to serve this community.
Right.
So that's a great thing.
That's a great thing.
One thing I got to say is kind of sad. My friend, Miss Shirley Tarver, passed away this week. She was over my neighborhood watch up on County Road 29. Y'all know I always speak of her and I always give them a shout out up there on 29.
Right.
And it's just a sad day, so I want to, hey, can we have a moment of silence for her and her family?
Okay.
And just want to, send our regards to the family. Prayers go up to all of them. She was a great person. I always enjoyed talking to her, talked to her a whole lot.
Right.
She always called and let us know what's going on up there when that community needed some help. And somebody going to have to fill in her place.
Right.
She cared about her family, loved her family, and also loved the community up there. And that's what we talked about all the time. So I'm going to miss Miss Tarver. And, we got to find somebody to fill in for her to keep that community safe up there and let us know what's going on up there. And to her husband, man, she's going on to a better place. It ain't a whole lot you can say when somebody passes away that you love, man.
Right. You're right.
That's hard.
Hard.
That's very, very hard. But you have to look at it, and try to look at the lighter things. We always say they're going on to a better place. Mm-hmm. And now she's at peace.
Right.
So, I hate that, but that's the way it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We were talking about a subject. Oh, we didn't say we got Big Pat here again today. We had Big Pat. We tried it last week, but we had some technical difficulties.
Coach, we had to look.
So we're gonna see what we can do. Did we say? Did we talk about Miss Sheriff and the people that's over here in the house right now?
Yeah, we got in the building.
We didn't introduce the folks in the building. You go ahead and introduce the folks in the building.
Yeah. We got Miss Sheriff in the building. She always in. She's right going through some stuff right now, information, so to pass on to us, so we can have everything together. You know what I'm talking about?
She keep her straight, though.
She keep her straight, man. You know what I'm talking about?
And she's a big part of the show.
That's
too.
right, but she don't like.
She don't
she'll
want
do the
nobody
camera.
to see
Yeah,
her.
She's behind the scenes.
She's behind the scenes. Yeah. Very important behind the scenes.
Yeah.
We got my man in the building right here.
Brinsky.
Brinsky in the building. We got Butch. We already know that.
Butch.
He changed his name. He Big Money Butch. You know what I'm talking about? He a new superhero that's gonna be on Black Panther.
He's gonna be in Wakanda next week.
He's gonna be in Wakanda the next episode. Big shouts out to him because the other dude that had passed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he's gonna take his place. You're gonna be the new leader of that tribe. Big shouts out to my man Butch. Yeah. On Wakanda. Big shouts out to you, my brother. We got Kim Motor City in the building. She got a new outfit. Y'all check it out. Go down to Felder, man, and they got everything you need down there at Felder. Y'all go check them out. Yep. All right. She got all kind of, I'm talking about everything. She dapping today. Look, she trying to be quiet, but she cool. You know what I'm talking about? Then we got Jordan in the building.
Yeah. Wow.
She did her thing today. So y'all go check out Tuskegee Virtual.
Yeah.
She got the new footage that what we was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
The
Walk
Justin
Out on
Cloud,
Violence.
Yeah, Justin Cloud Foundation, walking out on violence. She got it already up on YouTube and Tuskegee Virtual.
Hey, that was a great job, like I said today, with everybody being there. But I just want to tell Brinsky. Brinsky walked over here and got some of my candy before the show started.
Oh, boy.
You can't mess with the
Violate.
candy.
You violating.
He violated me. I just thought about that when you said it. He walked over here and said, he did say, excuse me.
It is good.
But I looked at him real crazy. As he grabbed my candy.
The delicious candy.
We're going to have to lock him up for that.
Yeah.
We're going to lock him up for that. Brinsky, you remember that from the sheriff, okay, brother?
Theft of candy.
All right.
Theft of candy.
Stuff of candy.
That's right.
Capital punishment.
Right.
Punishment. But listen, today, the topic that we were talking about and wanted to talk about is very broad.
Right.
But, we see stuff every day in the news. You see something different every day you go to the grocery store.
Right.
You see it when you riding in your car. You see it when you laying in your bed. You see it when you go to the store. And it's what's wrong with people today?
Wow.
I mean, that's one question. What's
That's a
wrong
tough one,
with
too.
people
That's a
today?
tough
I mean, that's
one.
very broad, but
Yeah.
that's a tough one. There's so many things going on.
Yeah.
You look at the news from yesterday. You look at what happened the day before. You look at what happened in Florida. You look at what happened I mean, everywhere. What's going on today with people to make all of these things happen? What's going in society? What's going on even here in Macon County?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we are fortunate
Right.
here in Macon County. We are fortunate
That's right.
here in Macon County.
Right.
But we got good people everywhere, and you got bad people everywhere.
Yeah.
That's right.
And is it the good people, the bad people, or is it mentally ill people?
Yeah.
People can say different things because you have mentally ill people
Right.
in every community.
Yeah.
So you really can't say that all we can do for the mentally ill people is try to help them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're not saying they have an excuse because they're mentally ill, but things do happen.
Things do happen.
Yeah,
Right.
but
know
there
what
are a
I'm
lot of
saying?
people that haven't been diagnosed
Right.
that
A
are
lot of
mentally
people
ill,
have-
that are
That's
walking
right.
around there
That's
now.
right. That's right.
That's
But
the
that's why I
problem.
say you can't just say that and blame them,
Mhm.
you know, but all we can do is try to help them.
That's right.
You know,
Right.
you try to get them the medication, you try to get them to the hospital, make sure they're diagnosed, you know, with what they're thinking and what they're seeing, because what they're seeing and what they see, they are believing
Right.
to
Right.
be real.
Right.
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 But what's wrong with people today?
I think there's a combination of things, really. Personally, I think the advent of social media, which I was telling y'all, it's like 10 years old.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
know, cell phones, they've been around for a while, but they were really expensive in the beginning. I remember having a phone that was like a $1 a minute.
Yeah.
Right.
So you try to get your conversation
Right,
in before
right.
that
Oh,
minute.
you can- hey, man, I remember riding around my car with the phone in my ear and I ain't even have it turned on.
No.
Yep,
Oh, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
showing
Right.
out.
Trying to front.
I'm just fronting. I
Yep.
know I couldn't be paying no $1 and $2 a minute.
Right,
you know,
right.
I'm just fronting
Yeah.
with
And that bag
but,
phone.
but you know, growing up,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we didn't have the cell phones.
That's right.
You know, it was simple then.
Right.
I knew I had to get up and go to school. I had to get my lesson. I had to stay out of trouble. I caught the bus home. I knew I had to do my lesson before I went outside and played.
That's right.
I went outside and played, and I better be in before the street lights came on.
That's right.
I came in, mom home, she came from work, she cooked dinner. You get your dinner, you get your bath, you go to bed and get ready for the next day. You might get to watch a little TV, but that was simple.
Simple.
But
Simple.
the most important thing for me as a youngster was going to school and getting my lessons.
That's
Yep.
right.
You know, that's all that we could do. Go to school, get your lesson. You wanted to do good in school.
That's right.
You know, when you got old enough, you wanted to play sports, but there was no social media,
Right.
no cell phones to take around.
And there was
And-
no 24-hour news cycle.
No, that's right.
Hey,
Seriously, I mean, really
Yeah,
serious.
yeah,
I mean,
that's
I think that's a big part of the
Right.
problem that we have is that now that we have these 24-hour news stations,
Yeah.
everything that happens from Parkland to anything that happens, they pick it apart, they
Yeah,
dissect it,
Right.
and people take their opinions from that. And because of the way that the climate of consciousness is in the country
Right.
right now, people are polarized. Either you're on one side or the other side.
Right.
It didn't
You're
used to
on
be
one
like
side
It
that.
didn't used to be like that.
It didn't used to be like that.
I did.
And everything is exposed.
Everything.
Every
Everything.
single
That's
thing
right.
is
That's
exposed.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
You know, we see all the good things and we definitely see all the bad things.
Right.
And you don't know how it affects people and each individual.
Right.
But no matter what it is, you're going to see it.
You don't see
Right.
Especially the bad stuff, because
Right.
people rather promote and show bad news than they do the good,
Good
things.
news.
They like
Right.
the dirty
You know what
laundry.
I'm saying? They like the dirty
It's
laundry.
entertaining.
You know, we always talk about a lot of the good things that happen here in Macon County with our kids. You got some very smart, talented kids.
Very talented.
You got a lot of smart, talented people from Tuskegee, and as other places too.
Right.
But people don't really want to talk about who scored what on the ACT or who did this academically. They want to see who stole this, who killed
Yeah.
them,
Right.
Yeah.
did
Right.
stuff like that, who was fighting,
Right.
who went to jail and stuff like that. And that's just the news.
That's just a news.
Right.
And
Right.
unfortunately, that's the way society is today.
That's
People
right.
want to know the bad stuff.
That's right.
And they don't really want to know the good stuff. And I think we need to focus more on the good things that are happening, you know, instead of all the bad stuff.
Keep it positive.
And that's
Right.
what keeps society going.
That's right.
And it's sad to say that's what we rather see.
That's right.
You know, we rather see the demise of people.
Right.
You know, which that's bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Right. Right. And there have been a
it's
whole lot of high profile disasters. I mean, look at that Me Too situation. You know, the people that are getting in trouble, the Me Too trend. I mean, and it started years ago. Remember, I
Yeah.
think Bill Cosby was one of the first ones.
oh yeah,
And then the dominoes started falling. Now you got
Oh, yeah.
Weinstein, and I mean,
yeah,
the list grows longer and longer.
Right.
yeah,
And you know, it's changed the way that people deal with each other in the work environment too.
Right. Yeah.
Because things that were perfectly innocent 20 years ago,
Mhm.
you just can't do that kind of stuff anymore.
Oh,
You know, but
Not at all.
but
Not at all,
another,
right.
but a part of it though too is think about this though. How many workplace relationships were started with two people working together?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I worked out at the casino for a long time, and you know, things happen. You meet people, you know,
Right,
and I
right.
mean, but now that's like becoming taboo.
Right.
You can't really approach somebody in your
Yep.
job place
No,
like that
you
anymore.
better not say anything to,
Out the way.
especially the opposite sex.
There you
out
go.
the way.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you gonna get hit with sexual harassment.
Yep.
You're gonna be sued.
Yep.
Fired,
You
all
know,
of that
and
stuff.
all of that
Yeah.
stuff. Even if she liked the advances,
Right.
you never know,
Never know.
what you're getting yourself into. So
Right.
it's better
Right.
to keep your mouth closed and keep your hands to yourself.
That's right.
Especially if you already got a spouse at home.
That's
There you
right.
go.
That's right.
You
You
know,
don't
that-
need
that's
Yep.
double trouble.
double trouble.
Yeah.
That's double trouble.
Get in trouble
So
twice.
you don't know if you're getting set up with anything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
But that's always double trouble.
Yeah.
And you can talk about this because this subject is so broad. We talking about that. I mean, there's so many things you can talk about with what's wrong with people today.
Right.
What's not wrong with them?
But you know, hey, I'm going to tell you something else. Something else that is happening with people now. Everybody seems to be medicated on something. You see all these commercials, and a lot of this stuff, these new drugs coming out. Folks don't know what's getting ready to happen
Right,
to them.
right.
5 years down the road, you know, people are getting cancer from this stuff.
Well, the pharmaceuticals making a whole lot of money
yes. Oh yes.
of showing you what's wrong with you and why you need
Right.
to take this medication to take care of yourself.
Yep.
You never know. You might be taking a water pill
Right.
to cure your headache. You
Right.
might, you never know.
You never know.
But think
pharmaceuticals
about
are
this though.
making so
But
much
think about
money.
this though. On the TV commercials, they'll tell you this long laundry list of side effects.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Now,
true.
why are you gonna take that if it's gonna give you diarrhea?
That's right. That's
If
right.
it's gonna- You know.
Yeah. And
Yes, suicidal thoughts. Really? Am I gonna?
I'm
am
like
I
the
gonna
old
take that
people, man.
chance?
I'm like the old people, man.
Okay,
They used to
so-
take a bear aspirin and some water, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's how they used to
about
do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
So do
Bear
y'all
aspirin.
think the medication is what's wrong with people
I
today?
think it's a
It
big
contribute
problem.
to it.
It
It
contributes
contribute
to
to
it?
it. Contribute to it. It contribute-
And let me tell you something else. People don't dispose of their used drugs properly. If you just put them in the toilet, it shows back up in the water table.
Right.
They were just talking about this in LA.
That's true.
They are putting medical waste into their water reservoirs. And it's going to leach
That's
back
not
in there.
good.
That is
Yeah.
not good.
That's not
I mean,
good at
these
all.
are sorts of things that are happening to people now. You know, they're being chemically treated. The other thing, you see them planes flying over, dropping them chemicals out,
Right.
them chemtrails.
Right.
That's lithium.
Wow.
That is lithium. And, you know, lithium is used to treat mental illness.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
And see, that's another big part of the gun debate thing too. You see how they're really just so polarized on the gun debate thing. Now it's a lot of people that are concerned that, well, I'm taking my little antidepressant. Is that going to stop me from being able to own a gun?
Right. Right.
It's a lot of people worried about that.
Right.
Well,
Right.
That
you
you know.
Yeah, the people are worried about that, and just think about me as the person that okays these pistol permits and these gun permits. Got a lot of people. We have to go through all of those, and my staff look at the applications. If you got a mental illness on there, how you're most likely not to get a gun permit. How
right.
can I take a chance
Right.
on somebody's life in this community by giving a permit to the wrong person?
Right. Right.
And people think it's simple to say, hey, I just filled out application, Sheriff, you never signed my gun permit.
Right.
Right.
You know, and
right.
that's also with people that are coming out of prison.
Yep.
Those
Yep.
type things, because I have to be careful who I allow to have a gun.
That's right.
You know, and I tell people, especially the people that are 18, 19, 20, I made it a point not to give them a gun permit.
Right.
We're trying to get the guns out of the youngsters' hand. So I just make a point not to give them a gun permit. And a lot of people get mad at me, but I hope they understand why I don't do that.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and some of them have legitimate reasons for their 18, 19-year-old daughter to have a gun
right,
permit. Like they riding home, they go to work, and they
Right.
need some protection. I do understand that.
Right.
But I have to be fair with everybody.
That's right.
I can't pick and choose to say, I gave your daughter a gun permit, but
Right.
I won't give this person one.
Right, right.
And vice versa.
Right.
Well,
So
they're changing all those laws now too. You know,
changing those
and
laws,
see, one
but-
of the things that was brought up today, I thought was pretty interesting. They're saying that young people like that want to get guns can be denied unless they are in some kind of official program. Like if the sheriff's department has range, and you coming out there every week and you learning how to do it responsibly.
Right.
I started teaching my son when he was like 6 years old.
Right.
So if they're being trained responsibly, I think there should be some kind of way that people can be like that,
Yeah,
Right.
but and like I say, those are opinions, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you think about who can have a gun and who
Right.
doesn't. But that is always
Yeah.
difficult
Okay.
Right.
to decide. But
Right.
a trained person is better.
Exactly.
I'm more likely to give a trained person a gun than not.
Mm-hmm.
But I try to be fair with everybody. If I
Right.
don't give your 18-year-old one or your 19-year-old one, I don't want to give one to anybody until
Right.
they're 21.
Right.
And I have to look through those applications to make sure that I think that they're okay. And I
Right.
might be wrong sometimes.
Right.
But I try to do what's right.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What if a young man just getting out of the military, he's in between 18, 19 years old, but he don't did 2 or 3
Right.
duties over there in Iraq or whatever. Is he still allowed to get a pistol permit?
Well, typically a person that
Well,
does
because of
typically a
the
person
time.
that does active duty goes in at 18. They're coming out at 20.
20, right.
Right.
What I'm talking about, he's still in. He's still in.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
He's still in.
Coming
what
here,
you're saying.
He come
on
home and
vacation
say,
or
well,
something.
I need
I'm
to get
glad I hadn't been faced with that.
You haven't faced with that?
That is a good question.
That is,
I'm
yeah.
glad I hadn't been faced with that.
Okay.
Because that would be a difficult decision.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That would be a difficult decision. But then if I was to do that and something happens,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? We'll be back to that question. What's wrong with people today?
What's wrong with people
There
today?
you go.
Because they can go and, but anybody is capable of committing a crime, I
Right.
think. You know what I'm saying? But you never know, and I just said again, what's wrong with people. You never know what's wrong with people.
Right.
People
Right.
have problems.
Everybody
Yeah,
got problems.
And people handle problems different ways.
That's right.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And we can ask this question, what's wrong with people all day, but it's a fact that people have problems.
Yeah.
It's a fact
Uh-oh, it was
people have
booty this
problems.
Huh?
It was booty this time.
Yeah, it was me this time.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I
Uh-oh.
thought I had it in my pocket, but yeah. Oh, Lord.
And some of the questions, we asked about what's wrong with people today. Is it lack of empathy?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Is it lack of motivation?
Mm-hmm.
If I get depressed or I feel down, then I try to handle that myself.
Mm-hmm.
But some people can't handle it
They
themselves.
can't. They can't.
You know what I'm saying?
They
Some
can't.
people can't get past
Right.
that, and that's why we have a lot of these problems.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That might be why we have some of these shootings.
That's one of the reasons. That's
Yeah.
one of the reasons.
We talk about people getting bullied. We talk about people having bad days. We talk about marital problems. We talk
Right.
about spiritual problems.
Right.
We talk about money
Money.
problems.
One of the biggest.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest
financial-
ones.
reasons
That's- yeah.
why we can say what's wrong with
Right.
people today.
Right.
You
Financial.
know what I'm saying? Financial problems.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just so many things that contribute
Right.
to what happens
Mhm.
in people's minds.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
You-
and those are some of the main factors.
It's a lot of
You don't
desperation
find
out
too many
there.
happy people, in situations like that.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
always people that's having problems,
Right.
depressed,
Depressed,
going through something.
financial
You know what I'm talking
problems,
about? Yeah,
marital
they going
problems.
through something.
And things
Right,
like
It's
that.
no
right.
happy people. It's
Right.
no happy people doing this.
You
Yeah.
know, but you do have some rich people. It's not all about money, because if it was all
That's
about
true.
money,
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
do have some people with money
That's not
that-
happy.
that's not happy.
But think
not
about it. That boy down in Florida. He had just inherited $800,000 from his mother's death.
How can you not
He
be?
had plenty of money.
Plenty of money.
Why would you do something like
you
this?
know, especially at that age, but we don't know what he was fighting
What he
Right.
facing against?
with up top.
Up top,
mentally.
right.
We don't know his mental status.
Right.
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 You know, and actually,
Yeah.
like you said, you can have money but not be happy.
That's right.
Right.
Yep. It's
You know what I'm
yep.
saying?
Right. Right.
So we back to the battle of maybe it was a mental illness. You don't know.
Don't know.
Well,
You
know,
know-
an elder told me a long time ago, he said, everybody, no matter how happy they might look, everybody is dealing with something that you don't know about.
That's right.
Everybody dealing with
Everybody.
something.
Right.
Everybody.
Mhm.
You're right. You're right.
Everybody.
And everybody make mistakes.
There you go. Yep.
Everybody deal with something.
Yep.
It's not, it's not just yippee all day and every day for everybody.
Right.
I think it's a miscommunication with the young people and the older people that really that they think that they know the way how
Yeah.
how
boy.
to solve certain particular situation. Then to sit down and talk to somebody that have already been through it.
But
and
you
can
know that-
give you some encouragement, and
Right.
give you some and tell you exactly how to handle it.
But see, look, that's part of that thing about the social media thing.
Right.
Because any kid can go and Google something,
Yeah, yeah.
and now he think he knows more than you.
That's right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You're right.
Just because you Google something don't make you an
Yeah,
expert.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. You're right.
You
But
know?
but that is very, very true.
Right.
That is very, very true.
That's why.
And
you gotta-
especially when you have a lot of parents that might not be as savvy with the machine, the device.
Yeah.
And they're not out there Googling everything.
right.
And so they think, well, if you don't have all the information, if you're not Googling this, you don't know what you're talking
That's
about.
right. Exactly.
And
That's right.
so there's this rebellion from the children
That's right.
because they got this device that after midnight, they get on the device under the covers and they're trying to find out everything they can know.
Right.
And that's a big problem.
Big
That's a
problem.
big,
Big
part
problem.
of what's wrong with people today.
Ask Google. Ask Google.
Mm-hmm.
Ask Google.
And we all do it.
Yeah.
We
Yep.
all jump on Google.
Yep.
There you go.
They got the answer to everything, man.
And you know, if Google tell me something wrong, I still believe Google.
They're right. Yeah.
And so do everybody else.
Everybody else.
But you know what?
But you
Quiet as
never
it's
know.
kept, Google is evil. They know all your business. I'm serious.
Yeah.
They even did a thing on TV where even if you put your phone in airplane mode, they're still tracking you.
Right.
In fact, they track you more when you're in airplane mode.
Wow.
They know everywhere that you go.
Wow.
And that is an invasion of privacy, in my opinion.
Right.
And that's another thing that has changed since we were younger. Back when we were younger growing up, everybody they were really interested in privacy. You don't
Right.
want your business getting out.
That's right.
Now with social media, everybody's business
Yep.
is everywhere.
Everybody business is
And
everybody
the
business.
fact that it's like that has changed the way that people deal with each other.
right.
Okay, Pat, so let me ask you this.
Uh-oh.
We're talking about what's wrong with people today.
Yeah.
So what would you do to make it better for people, to cut down on some of these problems that we have? What would be your ideal world today? How can we start our ideal world?
Wow.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Wow.
We got to help people.
Mm-hmm.
So what would be your solution? What would be your ideal world today? What would be going on right now?
Wow. In my world, everybody would be at peace. But you know, it's hard for me to say what my solution would be because, you know, I'm a strong believer in the Most High.
Right.
And I feel like people need to get closer to whatever they consider to be their higher power.
Right.
And people need to stop being judgmental about somebody else's higher power.
Right.
You see, I think the biggest part of the problem that we have is the teachings that are coming out of a lot of these churches
Right.
is watered down knowledge. And I think if we stop demonizing the other guy, you know, I think that would be a big beginning to solving a lot of these problems, you know?
Yeah. Well, you know, I love the church.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I get in there and I listen to my preacher who does a very good job. You know, I get and I go to different church and I listen to those guys. They do a very good job. So I like the church.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm believing what's going on in the church. I'm spiritual. And I think, you know, everybody don't believe in God.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever you believe in, you need to do.
Right.
Whatever makes you feel better, you need to do.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, happier times, happier people. Whatever you like, whatever you feel, you need to do.
Right.
And I'm going to say this not in a bad way, but leave people alone.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't go bother John over there. John might come back with a gun and
Yeah.
get you.
Yeah.
If John like going to church, let John go to
Yeah.
church.
Right.
Leave John alone.
Leave him
Don't
alone.
talk about John
Yeah.
going to church.
You can't make nobody do what
You
you
know,
want to
No.
do.
right. If Mary don't like going to church, she rather go somewhere and do her thing. Let Mary go do her thing. We ain't got to talk about her.
Right. Right.
We ain't got to bother. Let people do what they want to do, long as they not hurting
Bother you.
anybody
That's
else.
right.
They not bothering nobody.
That's right.
Leave people alone.
That's right.
If Don down here don't like taking a bath every day, let Don be dirty.
That's right.
Leave him alone.
Leave him alone.
Don't
That's
mess with Don.
That's right.
You know, what about the people who have physical problems, who have problems that you can see?
Right.
You know, everybody wasn't built perfect. Everybody wasn't born perfect.
Right.
So leave them alone.
Leave him alone.
You know, if they got a disability, if they got something going on, leave them alone.
That's right.
They are still human. They're still living, and they can be just as happy as the next person. Just
right.
leave them alone. But when you start messing with
Messing
them,
with 'em, yeah.
when you start talking, when you start picking,
Yep.
you make people uncomfortable. People do different things.
That's right.
When you hurt their feelings and when you hurt them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know how people gonna react.
That's right.
Just leave people
Just
alone.
leave them alone.
But see, that goes back to this belief in the Most High, because really the biggest thing that comes out of any type of spiritual teachings is supposed to be to treat people like you want to be treated.
People like you want to be
Okay,
treated.
and if
I mean,
people,
that's basic.
that's such a simple rule.
That's simple. And that's something my parents always told me.
Yeah.
Treat people how you want to be treated.
Do unto others that
Do
you
unto
have,
others
Right.
you
have them do unto you.
There you
and
go.
we'll cut out on a lot of
Lot
problems.
of
There you
stuff.
go.
A lot of stuff
Lot of
we'll
stuff.
cut out on.
Right.
And then what about always helping the next man?
That's right.
Helping
Right.
the less
Charity.
fortunate. You know, I
Yes.
mean, I surely believe in that.
Right.
And I believe this place will be a better place.
It will.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and what about, I mean, I'm not going to be jealous because Booty Rush doing such a great job, you know, being the DJ
Yeah.
and working and doing the thing to take care of his family. I'm going to leave. I ain't finna talk bad about you because you do that. I ain't finna go lie on you and say,
Right.
I'm gonna
you
congratulate
doing
you.
this,
Hey, but you know what?
Yeah.
I think jealous need to come
Jealousy.
back. It need to come back. Hate need to go away. Because what jealous does, jealous is well, I need to do
It's
that
a
too.
motivator.
It's a motivator.
Yes,
you know what I'm talking about?
It is a motivator.
It's a motivator. It's like I'm
But
jealous,
there's
but
a
you'll go
different
get
thing. There's
Right.
hate. They got hate out now.
hate.
It's hate.
Right.
It's hate. It ain't jealous no
why,
more.
why are you hating?
That's right.
Right.
Why you hating on the next man?
Right.
Who only trying to survive and do what he can do to take care of his family and motivate himself. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
I mean, it's just, hey, you know what? On that talk, how about I drop? Let's play our drop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We,
Yeah.
And then
you know,
we can come
every
back and
time we
finish
come
this
on the
discussion.
show, you know, we got something new for the
Yeah.
people. Like we got a new drop, man.
Okay.
I appreciate that Pat Wallace, man. You know, you guys need a drop, man. He got for you. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
You know what I mean? But you can't get the special exclusives like we got. You know what I'm talking about? Let me find that drop for everybody so they can be able to hear this drop right here. Let me see. Where is it at? Right here. Y'all check it out, y'all. This is the Sheriff Report drop. You guys check it out.
Hey Tuskegee, make sure you watch the Macon County Sheriff's Report with Sheriff Andre Brunson every day at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. on Tuskegee Virtual TV, Channel 181 in town, and Channel 19 on the TU campus, hosted by DJ Booty Rush. Be sure to check out our live stream every Thursday evening on YouTube at Tuskegee Virtual. We're keeping Tuskegee in the know.
Let me add this to it right here.
And you know this. And you know
How about that? Add a little bit, a little spice to it.
There you go. Hey man, that's a nice drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Pat,
Yeah.
Pat sounds so professional.
Don't he though?
And he did a great job.
A wonderful
with that
job.
drop. So, you know, every now and then we're going to hit the drop. But now we're back to what we were talking about.
Okay.
You know, that was our intermission. That was
Intermission.
our But here's something deep. There are a lot of consumption going on and not a lot of creating going on.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's kind of deep.
That's kind of deep.
You
It
know,
can go. It can go.
A lot of taking in,
Taking in,
but nothing coming out.
coming out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
that's what I take of that.
Right. Right.
You know, yeah, it's good to take in. It's good to get,
Mhm.
but it's also great to give.
Give.
Right.
Right.
You know, whether it's material stuff, whether it's knowledge, whether it's love, whether it's caring, you know, it's better to give.
Right.
And we need to see more of that.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, we need to let our young people know that we love them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the parents, like I keep saying parents, uncles, aunt, because a lot of uncles and aunts and grandparents are the stability of the families.
Right.
So, you know, we all have to give. We all have to show love. We all just can't take.
Right. Right.
You know, we can't go to the dinner table just wanting to eat all the time. Sometimes we got to put something on the table.
That's right.
You know, and everybody in the family sees who provided.
That's right.
You know, and you tend to love your providers.
That's right.
And then you tend to pull away from people who don't provide, who don't give, that's always taking.
That's right.
I don't want no friend to ride with me all the time and I got to buy them food all
Oh,
the time. Or, you know, back
Yeah.
in the day, I used
Yeah.
to say, man, you
Yeah.
gonna ride in my car, you got to help me put some gas.
There
What
in
they
it."
call
go.
them?
Joe,
Freeloaders.
yeah, always want to ride and keep
Yeah.
your money to yourself.
Yeah. And got more money than
Yeah.
you.
You got more money than me.
Yeah.
But you know, I
Man,
think
my-
that that's a symptom of social media. Back to
That
that again,
could be.
Right.
because think about it like this: we have been turned into a consumer society.
Right.
Think about this on your phone. Okay, in the last 4 or 5 years, since social media has changed in the last 10 years, so in the last few years, every time you turn on your phone and look at anything, they're trying to sell you something.
Right.
There's always an ad on anything.
I can't go. Yeah.
Everywhere. You can't go anywhere in social media without them trying to sell you something.
That's right.
And so, and look, and they make it easy for you to get it.
Yeah.
Just click this,
Yeah.
and it's going to show up at your door.
Right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean,
And
really,
that's the
seriously,
truth.
back in the day, you actually used to have to go out to the store and look at the stuff.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah.
Now
Like,
you can
you
just
don't have
sit
to
there and
do
wait
that
for
no
that.
more.
Wait for it to just show up.
Yeah, you don't have to do that
And
anymore.
so, yeah, but
you know,
yeah.
and let me say, you can branch off that with so many things.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people sit there and hit that button and don't have no money.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then they worry about how to pay for it once they get it.
Right.
That causes a whole lot of stress.
Mm-hmm.
That causes a whole lot of stress.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And we have to deal with that all because of social
Mhm.
media.
Social
all
media.
because
Yep.
of making things so easy.
Right.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, we have to deal with those things.
Mm-hmm.
We're a product of our environment.
And see, and let's go to show back what we was talking about.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't want no Facebook page.
Yeah.
They don't want no
Right.
Twitter. And I
Right.
can understand that. They don't
Yeah,
have time
yeah,
for it. You know what
yeah.
I'm talking about? Some people do not want none of that.
None of that.
None of that.
But you know, it's interesting how it's evolved over time because
Yeah.
when I first got my Facebook account, it was like people would write on your wall and things like
Right,
that. Now it's evolved a lot in the last few years, and what it is I'm seeing now though is like the algorithm has changed. So the people that show up on your Facebook feed are basically the people that you communicate with the most.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, you know, I could see somebody who, you know, has poor communication, got a bunch of haters up in their feed.
Right, right.
You know, and they're getting a bunch of blowback from anything that they say. And that's, you know, that's turned off a lot of people.
Yeah.
But see, now that it's changed a lot, like, you know, I don't put a lot of personal stuff up there unless I'm on the show or something like
Right,
that.
right.
But people have to know how to handle social media. You don't want to share everything that you're doing.
Right, right.
Because then you opening yourself up for criticism.
Right.
And now they got a new phenomenon called trolls.
Trolls.
Internet trolls.
Wow.
And these are people that their sole purpose in life
Right.
is to make you upset and to get under your skin.
No,
and
man.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, internet trolls.
Internet trolls.
And they've been around for a while, and they got out of control during the presidential election. It was
Wow.
ridiculous.
I never thought about that.
I know, yeah.
Yeah,
But, you
internet
know,
trolls. It's a lot of people
When I
that-
get negative feedback, I just drop those people from
Right,
my,
right, yeah.
Right,
my
right.
Facebook page. I don't say
Yeah.
nothing negative, nothing bad.
You
You
just
know, I
delete,
just drop.
yeah.
just
That's
delete,
how people
delete.
deal with them now. They ignore them.
Yeah.
But there was a
Ignore 'em,
time when
delete 'em.
people had a lot of thin skin back then, you know,
Right, right.
in social media when it first got started. But they found a way to weed out most of the trolls, but they still exist.
But you know what? You know, the young kids and people have found a way to have a lot of violence going on because of Facebook.
Mm,
You
yes.
know, you having violence because such and such said this about such
That's
and such
right.
on Facebook. So when next time you see them, you gonna ask them about that.
Right.
Or you gonna take it to school, or you gonna take it to wherever you see them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever on the street you see them, and we get a lot of violence behind that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you in your perfect world.
Yeah.
Would you have Facebook in your perfect world?
It's gonna have some stipulations.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You know, it's gonna have some stipulations.
Would you have guns in your perfect world?
Stipulations. You know what I'm talking about? Because you got to protect yourself. But there's gonna be so many different
But
ways.
it's a perfect world. So what would you do different?
Well, if it's a perfect world, I don't need no guns.
What would make your world perfect? What would you like in your world to make it perfect?
I would like for people to love people. I would like
Mm-hmm.
for people to respect people.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Respect is a big
people.
word.
Yeah.
Respect is a big
Yeah.
word.
You know what I mean? Respect. them.
And that can alleviate a lot of problems. That word, respect.
and it'll be no disrespect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like if you have if 4 or 5 of us together, you know what I'm saying? And I might not like you. You know what I'm talking about? I don't really have to respect you, but I don't have to disrespect you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You already know we don't get along. But don't disrespect me. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I might
right.
not come shake your hand, respect you all like, okay, all right, we cool, we walk past each other, okay, all right. But don't disrespect me. Like, I walk past me and say something smart or do this,
Right.
do that. Yeah, don't disrespect a person. You
Right.
know what I'm talking about? That's what a lot of stuff comes in a problem with people disrespecting people. You know what I'm saying? Disrespect.
Would you have a lot of people in your perfect world? Would you have a lot of people? Or would you have a select few in your perfect world?
I will let everybody who want to be in my world. You know what I'm saying? You'll have less problem instead of recruiting people because some of the people you recruit don't want to be there. You know what I'm talking about?
that's true.
So I would just let whoever want to be in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be in there. If it's a few, a little, small, if it's 4, if they want to be in there, the ones that don't, they stay out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let me share something else about that respect issue. It's very difficult for you to respect somebody else if you don't have self-respect.
Right.
That's true.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of the disrespect comes from a person not respecting themselves.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
I agree
it's
with
got to
that.
go both
I agree
ways.
with
It's
that.
got to go
That's
both
true. I agree
ways.
with
I agree with that.
That,
You know.
that is true.
That's great. Yeah.
That is very, very
That's why a
true.
lot of
know.
people can't respect nobody. Cause like you said,
They don't have
They
self-respect.
don't have self-respect.
They've been
You
torn
gotta
down.
Respect
and,
yourself
yeah,
first.
Right, exactly.
And you know, we as society right now, instead of pleasing yourself, we're trying to please others.
Right. Yep.
And you need to be happy within.
There you go.
Please yourself. Don't do things to please others.
Mm-hmm.
And you will be a lot happier.
That's right.
You know, you'll be a lot happier.
That's right.
And y'all, I know we only got about 5 minutes, and this is a big subject.
That's
but
right.
What I want to say is, you know, we got to look out for the kids and the elderly here. You know, we got to do some things, and we got to get prepared for, you know, whatever might happen in society.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I know right now our kids and our school system, the superintendent, everybody dealing with these school shootings. So
Right.
as law enforcement officers and the people and the leaders, we got to do something to help the superintendent and these kids in the schools.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever we can do to help the kids in the school, we got to do. Whatever we can do to keep our kids safe. The Macon County Board of Education is conducting a community forum on the status of Macon County schools. Each school principal giving an overview of his or her assigned school, and the school superintendent will cover the components of the strategic plan. A question and answer opportunity will be available. Okay, so that's
Okay.
some stuff that's going on in the school system,
Gotcha.
which everybody needs to know and make it available for everybody.
Okay.
And it's going to be on March the 15th at 10.
That's
March
gonna be
15th.
next Thursday then,
Yeah,
right?
March 15th, next Thursday at
Maybe
10.
next Thursday. Okay.
So anybody that can get there and put your input in would be great. But back to what I was saying, you know, we got to do everything we can to help our kids, but consciousness is part of what we need to do to help our
Right.
kids.
Right. Right.
And talking like we talked tonight, what's wrong with the people, you know, today helps.
That's right.
You know, we deal with problems. You solve problems. You have to be proactive about what's going on.
Right.
And
Right.
we're going to have to be proactive about keeping our kids safe in the school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anybody that can come out and help, we got 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It's time to give our shout outs and everything.
Yeah.
But we might have to continue this into next week.
Right. We could.
We
Yeah.
might have to
Yeah.
continue this
Yeah.
same thing into next week because there's just so much to talk about
Yeah.
with
Right.
this.
That's
And if we
right.
can help people think clearer about what's going on and say some positive things and do some positive things,
Right.
then we might save somebody, help
That's right.
somebody, or
There
keep
you
somebody from doing something drastic when they really don't need to do it. We might keep this bully from bullying this person that might come back and do something to him and everybody else
everybody.
just by hearing a word from us and just by hearing something positive that we need to hear.
right.
You know, we might save somebody in the community from hurting themselves or something because they couldn't pay a bill or because they couldn't do. Hey, it's not the end of the world.
Right.
Don't
right.
hurt yourself.
That's right.
Right.
You know,
That's right.
everybody have problems.
That's right.
Right.
You know, I done missed a bill before. I done missed a meal before. I done, you know,
Yeah.
everybody has problems. There's nobody perfect.
Right.
So don't
Right.
do anything drastic
Yeah.
because you don't have a perfect life or a perfect world. You continue to strive for the best and try to do the best to help yourself because at some point you're going to get a break.
Right.
At some point you're going to get a break. So don't be drastic.
Right,
Don't do
right.
anything drastic. Just try to live and live with everybody. We got one village, one heartbeat, and we should be living to help each other, one community.
Yeah.
And that's what I believe in.
Right.
But I want to give a shout out to everybody, you know, all the departments, everybody in Macon County.
Everybody make
You know, everybody in Macon County. Got to give my home folks a shout out down in Lake Wales, Florida. You know,
Yeah.
I hadn't gave them a shout out in a long time, but they always call say, hey, we listening to you.
Right.
We like the show, you know, and you get a lot of that.
Right,
And
right.
just want to thank y'all for making this possible.
Right.
Hey, and the anniversary of the show is
Yeah.
March the 16th.
That's
Yeah,
next
there you
week,
go.
y'all.
That's right.
Next week. Be one
So
year.
we don't have to do something to be one
Oh, yeah.
year.
Yeah.
But like I say, love you, Macon County. Want to give everybody a shout out. Got to give my family a shout out also. You know, and just everybody in Macon County for doing what you can do to make this a better place.
Right.
You know, leave all the negativity at home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you got to holler and scream or talk about somebody, just go in the backyard and scream and talk and holler at yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We don't need to hear that out here.
That's right.
I want to give a shout
Make
out
this
to
a better place.
Let me give a shout out to my awesome crew, Kim Motor City, Butch. We got Brinsky in the house. We got Miss Sheriff and Jordan.
Jordan.
And I want to give another shout out to my homeboy in Washington State. I hadn't seen him in almost 30 years.
Wow.
Robert Lilly, Robbie. He and I played in the band together in Auburn University.
Wow. You
really?
played in the band?
Yeah, yeah.
What you play?
No, I played in a reggae band.
Reggae.
reggae band.
And Robbie and I played together, yeah. So shout out to Robbie. All right. So that's all I got.
Yeah.
All right. See y'all later.
Hey,
Big shout out to my whole entire family, y'all.
Brensky, stay away from my candy, Brensky. Oh yeah. Brensky went through my candy dish, man. Brensky went through my candy dish, man. But it's all right, Brensky. It's okay, brother. As we good, baby. We good.
That's been our time, man. I like to big shout out to everybody, man. Big shout out to my whole entire family, the whole crew here, the radio station, Sylvester McPherson. Big shouts out to Andre Field, the communicator, the co-pilot, and the connector. We the triple C's, you know, just in case y'all don't know.
Brother.
You know what I'm talking about? It's 3 C's: communicator, co-pilot, and the connector.
Yeah, you go.
I bet you can't. Which one am I?
I can.
Which one am I?
You're the connector.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's me. Hear me. That's been our time, y'all. See y'all next go round. Love y'all. Big shout out to my whole entire family.
Yeah,
that's
thank
it.
you, Macon County. Love y'all.
This March 8th, 2018 is one day we'll see again. And I got to do that drop before we leave, too.
Okay.
Hey, Tuskegee, make sure you watch the Macon County Sheriff's Report with Sheriff Andre Brunson every day at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. on Tuskegee Virtual TV, Channel 181 in town, and Channel 19 on the TU campus, hosted by DJ Booty Rush. Be sure to check out our live stream every Thursday evening on YouTube at Tuskegee Virtual. We're keeping Tuskegee in the know.
And you know this. And you know this. And you know this.